What makes the rebound relationship finally break? I'm Coach Court. I've been coaching people in relationships, attachment styles for over 7 years. Here's the advice that people have paid me for and the things that I had to learn the hard way. I had to go to the school of hard knocks to get these answers. If you guys want my help one-on-one, click the link in the description. You can book one-on-one with me and you can actually talk to me either today or tomorrow, given my schedule is open. The first reason that I feel rebound relationships start to break is because the novelty of the relationship starts to fade. That dopamine release, that oxytocin that they got in the beginning of the relationship, it's no longer the case anymore. Dopamine is the reward chemical in your brain, right? It is what you chase after, getting likes on Instagram, getting a work promotion, getting into that new relationship. That's dopamine. Serotonin is the gratitude chemical that's released in your brain. Serotonin is a good balance for balancing out dopamine. I was listening to Joe Dispenza, and he said the people who are the healthiest mentally are the ones who have a good balance between serotonin release and dopamine release. It makes sense. Serotonin is sitting in gratitude, being grateful for the things that you have in your life and the relationship that you have. The people who end up becoming depressed are the ones who can't get that natural serotonin release. This is why they have SSRIs to kind of help with that. I almost slipped, so I had to pause for a second. Once the dopamine starts to fade in that relationship, they really struggle to find that new high that they got in the beginning. So once they got out of the relationship with you and said, hey, I want to get into something new, it's because your relationship wasn't giving them the dopamine release that they had before. And it's almost like they were in this state of just needing a new fix. But that never lasts forever. That's only in the honeymoon stage and in the limerence stage. I had a lady that I was coaching, and honestly, we really struggled to work together because she said that over the past 20 years, she's probably gone on over 40 first dates. And I'm like, is that a lot? Because I feel like that's a lot. That's a lot of dopamine release. And if you continuously, have to need this new stimuli and this new release of a high, how in the world can you sit in gratitude? She agreed that it might not be a healthy habit. So even though I was trying to help push her through these first dates and say, hey, give them a second date, give them a third date, God forbid, give them a fourth or fifth date, she still struggled to do that. The second reason is because the comparison stage is always something that they go through. And I got a video that I just did the other day about how a guy, wife actually left him and started to struggle because the person that she got into a new relationship with didn't do the holidays the way that he did it. He didn't do the Christmas stuff, didn't do the tree, did all the dancing around the house. And she really felt like, man, I left this person who brought a lot of quality to my life, made me feel excited around the holidays, to this, which is just lackluster. The third reason is because they started to have these unmet expectations. When you first get into a rebound relationship, there's a high there, right? There is a pedestalization that we do for someone that we feel we've been missing our whole life, right? And once you start to see the human side of them, once you start to have these expectations that aren't met, which personally I believe that uncommunicated expectations are premeditated resentments, then you start to resent the person and resent getting in that relationship to begin with. No matter what you see online, everything may not be as sweet as it seems. The fourth reason is one of my specialties is attachment wounds start to show up. Once you get past that honeymoon stage, that's when you start to see the insecure attachment come out. That's when you see anxious people start to turn more anxious and avoiding people needing to go back to their normal routines that they had before the honeymoon stage. And this is the part of the relationship where they start to circumscribe and they start to do I and me things, or the two people start to really trigger each other and make those old wounds start to come to the surface. When I'm coaching people and they're trying to get back with someone, or they may be in a rebound relationship themselves, I started to do some digging on the patterns of the person that they're in that relationship with. Because once I start to see patterns, it becomes very obvious to me, if they haven't done any work, that this is who they are. So for example, if I hear that someone has only had a series of 2 to 3 month relationships over the past 10 years, then most likely, I don't care what they tell you, I don't care how intense and hot and heavy that relationship was, they have this expiration date on when they want to be with someone, or if they can even possibly be with someone. And once you stop meeting those expectations, this perfect expectation that they have in their mind, that's when the sands of time on your relationship will start to run dry. The last and the final shot to the relationship's life is usually when the rebound starts to pick up on the energy shift. If you start to become more anxious, if you start to become more avoidant, and it triggers the other person, that's when things start to happen. Things start to feel not as perfect anymore. That's when they may start reaching back out to their ex, because their ex is more of a stable ground, more predictable, not really triggered anymore. Because I'm telling you, a lot of the comparison that happens with that rebound, the reason that they don't come back to you if you're someone that got left is usually because of stubbornness, or they may struggle with some type of cluster B personality and they can just cut that part of themselves off, or it just might be who they are. It might just be their character. So I want to thank you guys again for stopping by the Rebound Journal. If you like this content, please subscribe, because I make this content pretty often. It's what I do. It's what I love to do. I love to help people, and I love to give it away for free. Thank you guys. I'll see you in the next video.